In just 47 minutes, 4 insults, 1 complete meltdown on live television. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward. You are a political buffoon. FBI Director Kash Patel just said that to Senator Adam Schiff on camera, under oath, in official Senate testimony. And it wasn't just anger, because in the 47 minutes before he completely lost control, Schiff had trapped him with one word that exposed everything: alone. Case assignments alone. Not terminated for case assignments alone. That single word, repeated over and over, told Schiff exactly what he needed to know. When someone adds qualifiers to simple yes or no questions, when they insert technical language into straightforward denials, they're not clarifying. And Schiff spent 47 minutes systematically stripping away every qualifier, every hedge, every carefully constructed defense until Patel had nowhere left to hide. Until the FBI director delivered the most unhinged meltdown ever witnessed in Senate testimony. What happened in those 47 minutes exposed political retaliation, revealed cabinet members connected to Epstein, and proved the FBI director was burying evidence. Watch until the end, because when you see why Patel exploded, why he called Schiff those names, you'll understand this is the moment his credibility collapsed completely. Senate Judiciary Committee hearing. The room was tense when Schiff took his turn. Former federal prosecutor, lead impeachment manager. When Schiff questions a witness, he's building a legal case, question by question, until contradictions become impossible to ignore. Today, Schiff had Patel's confirmation testimony. Every promise about neutrality and transparency, all on record, all under oath, all about to be proven lies. Mr. Patel, during your confirmation hearing, you made several important commitments. Schiff's voice was calm, measured, almost professorial. For instance, you told Senator Coons there will be no politicization at the FBI. There will be no retributive actions taken by any FBI employee should I be confirmed as FBI director. He paused. Let that commitment hang in the air. So let me ask you very specifically, did you ever take any action to terminate or discipline an FBI agent or employee, in whole or in part, as retribution for being part of an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th? No. The answer came quickly, too quickly. Patel thought this would be easy. You also committed, Schiff continued, you assured Senator Blumenthal all FBI employees will be protected against political retribution. So you're testifying today that you played no role in the firing of even a single FBI agent for political retribution? None for political retribution. Watch what Patel just did. He added a qualifier. Not none, but none for political retribution. That creates space to argue firings happened for other reasons that aligned with political outcomes. Schiff noticed immediately. And if any FBI agent said you did, they would be lying? Is that your testimony? I'm only speaking to my actions. Patel shifted slightly. Everybody is allowed to make their allegations. Another dodge, I'm only speaking to my actions, means he won't call them liars, because that would be perjury if they're telling the truth. These are allegations against you. Schiff leaned forward. So if senior FBI agents or employees said that you were firing them for political retribution reasons because of the cases they were assigned, you're saying they would be lying. Patel's jaw tightened. Anyone that was terminated at the FBI was done so for failing to meet the standards, uphold their constitutional oath, and effectuate the mission. Word salad. Bureaucratic language saying nothing concrete. Well, by meet the standards, Schiff pressed, are you talking about meet the standards of protecting the president under any circumstance? No. You also guaranteed Senator Blumenthal that every FBI employee will be held to the same absolute standard. No one will be terminated for case assignments. Are you testifying today that you never terminated anyone at the FBI, in whole or in part, because of a prior case assignment? And here's where it gets critical. Watch Patel's answer carefully. No one at the FBI is terminated for case assignments alone. Alone. There it is. That single word does enormous work. If you've watched this far, like this video and share it, because this legal trap needs to reach everyone who cares about FBI independence. Schiff heard it too. You're saying alone. Does that mean they were terminated in part because they were assigned to a January 6th case or assigned to the Mar-a-Lago case? You're being very precise here, Mr. Patel. You're saying alone. That means they were fired in part because they were assigned those cases. Is that your testimony? Absolutely not. Patel was getting defensive now. But if you want to keep it, then let me ask you, let's strip away the word alone. Schiff's voice sharpened. Did you terminate or participate in any discipline of any FBI employee, in whole or in part, because of their work on an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th? Yes or no? Any terminations at the FBI by employees? No, I'm asking you a very specific question. I was going to answer the question, but you don't like the answer because I want to answer my question. Schiff cut him off. I don't want to answer someone else's question, so let me just be precise and I ask for a yes or no answer. Did you ever terminate or discipline an FBI employee in whole or in part because they had been assigned or worked on an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th? FBI employees are only terminated for failing to uphold their oath of office. You're not answering my question. You don't have to answer your question yes or no because you're setting up a trap. Finally, Patel admitted it. You're setting up a trap. Translation: if I answer honestly, I'll incriminate myself. People terminated at the FBI failed to uphold standards. Patel was retreating into generalities. Did you tell anyone at the FBI that all FBI employees who had worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs? Schiff had receipts now. Specific allegations. Did you tell that to someone at the FBI? I would never say that I would remove people for case assignments. That you would remove people. Schiff rephrased. That people who were identified as having worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs. Did you tell that to someone at the FBI? People are not removed for case. Just answer my question. Did you tell that to someone? Yes or no? People are not removed for cases. You're not answering. Did you tell someone at the FBI? People are not removed for... Did you tell someone at the FBI that FBI employees identified as having worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs? Yes or no? Did you tell someone that? I would never tell anyone at the FBI that they're being removed for basically their case assignments. Okay, so anyone who had said that would be lying. Is that your testimony? Anyone can say whatever they want. No, I know, but you're saying they were a liar. I'm telling you what I said, because this is in the complaint against you, Mr. Patel. Schiff pulled out documents. So you're saying Mr. Driscoll and others are liars. I'm not going to address the complaint. The trap was complete. Patel wouldn't deny it directly because that would be perjury, but he also wouldn't admit it. He was stuck. Okay, then let me ask you. Schiff moved to the next allegation. Have you ever told anyone at the FBI that the FBI tried to put the president in jail and he hasn't forgotten it, and that your job depended on the removal of agents who worked on cases against the president? Did you ever tell anyone that? No. Did you ever tell anyone that you knew these summary firings you were undertaking were illegal, likely illegal, and that you would be sued and later deposed? Did you ever tell anyone that? No firings at the FBI or terminations were done for anything other than justified reasons. Did you ever tell anyone that, Mr. Patel? Are you willing to answer the question? No terminations at the FBI were ever done in my tenure for anything other than failing to meet standards. Did you ever tell anyone that, Mr. Patel? Patel was sweating now. Schiff had him in a corner, and everyone could see it. Let me move on. Let me move on to the Epstein files. The shift was deliberate. Schiff was done with political retaliation for now. He'd established the pattern. Patel wouldn't answer directly, wouldn't deny specifically, just hid behind qualifiers and generalizations. Now for the bigger scandal. You said you're the most transparent FBI director in history, so I'm going to put you to the test. In 2024, you were asked by Glenn Beck about Epstein's black book, and you said, he asked who has Jeffrey Epstein's black book, and you said the FBI. And he said, but who? And you said that's under the direct control of the director of the FBI. That's what you said. Was that true, Mr. Patel? I'll rely on you quoting it accurately. No. Schiff's voice hardened. Was it true what you represented to Mr. Beck and the president's supporters, or were you lying? Was it true that the black book, Epstein's black book, was in the possession of the FBI director? The black book was in the possession of the FBI. Okay, so now that you're the FBI director, you have possession of the black book, right? What is known as that index has been released. So you have Jeffrey Epstein's black book? What is known as Jeffrey Epstein's black book has been released by us. Schiff moved in for the kill. Let me follow up on Senator Kennedy's question because he asked you, and I'll be very precise here. You have seen most of the files. Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself? And you said there's no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday. He paused. So is it your testimony today that in all the Epstein files, Jeffrey Epstein trafficked no one to anyone but himself? Is that your testimony, Mr. Patel? I never said Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic anyone else. Did he traffic any young woman to someone other than himself? That was Senator Kennedy's question. The information that 3 administrations have had access to made determinations that there are no investigative leads that were credible to prosecute and investigate any others. I'm specifically asking about your testimony today. You just read it and I said it 10 minutes ago. So let the record reflect my testimony. I just want to make sure there's no misunderstanding. Schiff's voice was measured but firm, because there are victims like Virginia who have testified otherwise, who have said otherwise. And you're telling the American people today that the Epstein list is a single name and it's Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we're to believe. That's not what I'm saying. Patel was getting agitated. That's what you're saying. Let me ask you this. And here came the moment that would trigger everything. Schiff pulled out another document. When Todd Blanche went to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, she said, "Did I think these guys were coming for that? I really don't. If you met Epstein, there's no way that this cast of characters, which it's extraordinary, and some are in your cabinet who you value as your co-workers, would be with him if he was a creep or because they wanted sexual favors." Schiff looked up from the document. So let me ask you, who are those cabinet members that Ghislaine Maxwell is referring to that were part of this cast of characters associated with Mr. Epstein? Who are they? The room went completely silent. This was the question everyone had been waiting for. Cabinet members, named by Ghislaine Maxwell herself in FBI interviews. Current cabinet members with connections to Epstein. The Deputy Attorney General took the aggressive step that no one else did and interviewed Miss Maxwell for 2 days. Patel was deflecting hard now, and we released the entirety of that transcript. I do not have that transcript in front of me. You're picking it piecemeal. The American public can read the entirety of that. One last question. Schiff wasn't letting go, because you clearly won't tell us the cabinet members associated with Mr. Epstein. Let me ask you one last question. Right after she gives this testimony in front of an FBI agent among others, she's transferred to a minimum security prison not suitable for a sex offender like herself. Who made that decision and why? The Bureau of Prisons. The Bureau of Prisons made it? The Bureau of Prisons. The Bureau of Prisons decided on their own, without any consultation with Blanche or anyone else, that they were going to suddenly, after this interview, completely unrelated to this interview, move her to a prison not suitable for a sex offender. You want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid? And this is where Patel completely lost it. No. His voice was rising now, control slipping. I think the American people believe the truth that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of inmates. What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. By the likes of you. He'd crossed a line, but he wasn't done. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russia and January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward. The room erupted, senators shouting, staff scrambling, but Patel kept going. I'm not surprised you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show to raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best. Subscribe now because this meltdown is being shared millions of times and you need full context. This isn't anger. This is what happens when someone caught can't defend with facts. But all you care about, Patel was shouting now, is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration. And the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done? The most transparent FBI director in history. 33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the cameras where you want to go next. All of you be quiet. The chairman was pounding the gavel. Before I go to Senator Tillis, the hearing continued, but the damage was done. The FBI director had called a sitting senator a fraud, disgrace, coward, and buffoon on live television under oath. But what matters more than the tantrum is why Patel lost control. Schiff had demonstrated Patel couldn't answer simple questions directly. The alone qualifier. The refusal to deny telling staff Trump hadn't forgotten. The dodge about Maxwell naming cabinet members. The claim Bureau of Prisons randomly transferred a high-profile sex offender right after she named powerful people. Every question exposed another lie. Every answer created another contradiction. When Patel ran out of deflections, when traps became inescapable, he did what guilty people do. He attacked the questioner. Oversight is not harassment. Asking for yes or no answers is not a trap. Pointing out contradictions in sworn testimony is not weaponization. It's accountability. And Patel proved he can't handle it. 47 minutes. That's all it took for Schiff to dismantle Patel's defenses. One word, alone, exposed political retaliation. One question about cabinet members exposed the Epstein cover-up. One Maxwell transfer exposed protection of powerful people. And when Patel had no facts left, he revealed exactly who he is. Not the transparent FBI director he claims. A political operative who melts down when actual oversight happens. Share this everywhere. Tag your representatives. Demand answers about those cabinet members. Demand explanations for the Maxwell transfer. Demand to know which FBI agents were fired for investigating Trump. The questions Patel wouldn't answer matter most. The truth is coming. One hearing at a time. One careful question at a time. One meltdown at a time. And nothing Patel says can change what everyone just watched.